Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on chess.com and I am going to play against the Beast. It's been a little over a month since I played against Computer4-Impossible, and I'm just noticing that there's a new graphic there for the Beast. A little chip with the 4, I guess. Alright, so this is a 15-5 game. A little bit more gas on the clock. Some more cushion. 5 seconds instead of the usual 2. What to do? Let's shoot for c4 and see what the Beast comes up with. e6. Alrighty. Well, I guess preparing bishop b4, huh? Knight c3, Nimzo Indian land. Let's just start with knight to f3. c5. In a way, I feel like I shouldn't have played knight to f3 because of this move. Okay. We are tending towards a Benoni, where the computer is very difficult to beat. That's my experience, at least. When we enter a Benoni, gives me some serious problems. Alrighty. Well, I think I'm going to go with d5 here. And there is even b5 there. Blumenfeld gambit, I believe. I don't think the computer plays that, but anyhow, I think the best here is d5, so let's do it. Grab some space, okay. And d6. Well, I know my best spot here. Best spot for the queen knight is c3. No reason to delay with that. And I'm working with a space advantage. Well, I don't want to take with the knight. Let's grab with the pawn. Some space. And now what? g6. Okay, so I've played a blitz game before, where I opt for a bit of a positional setup. I think I'd like to do that here. And it kicks off with h3, bishop f4, e3 instead of e4. So let's start with this move. I'm prepared to meet knight h5 with bishop h2 now. And also this kills any bishop g4 idea, trading an often unproductive minor piece on the black end. Avoids the light square bishop for knight exchange. e3 it is. This is my idea. Figures a computer would still do this. Alright. Let's put to use my idea with h3. Alright. Knight a6. Where are you going next? Well, my decision here is between... Well, no, I don't think I have much of a decision. I think bishop e2 is best. Going to d3. Runs into knight b4 stuff. I think it's best on e2. I don't want to go to c4 because I want to keep that square open for my knight one day. This here is a target d6, so looking to converge on that pawn I think is a good idea. Let's get another move in there. Bishop e2 it is. Sneaky computer. Alright, striking at b2. Directly. And indirectly. Alright, I have to be a bit careful. I don't want to go to c2 because of knight b4 and bishop f5. How do I defend this? Also, rook to b1's no good. I don't have very many options. It's probably queen d2. Huh. Yeah, I guess it's queen to d2. Oh boy, this is surprisingly, I already feel like it's tough because, like, if I go to d2, I could forget about pivoting on d2 and getting into c4. And if I try to stay off of d2 with queen c2, then there's the move bishop f5, threatening knight b4. And he's ready to hop into either c2 or d3. Huh. Yeah, for a second I was thinking at some point I could meet bishop f5 with e4, but that's not true. Because there's bishop takes knight and then bishop takes pawn. Can't rely upon my knight as a defender of an e4 pawn. Wow. Am I already slightly off with how I played the opening bishop e2? Is that not precise? Should I have gone with knight d2 to meet queen b6 with knight c4? Huh. Maybe this is the move, queen to c1. Yeah, maybe that is the move. Feels like I could be coming under some heavy fire, though. Queen c1, bishop f5. I think I need to play a3, but then there feels like there's ideas connected with c4, knight c5 into b3 or d3. But on c4, I could maybe get away with taking the pawn with the bishop, or maybe even hunting it down with the knight. I'm going to give this a go. It already feels a little bit uncomfortable. And after all that, it's going for a pawn grab. Unbelievable. Alright, computer. Oh, man. So that was the idea, huh? Just knight b4 straight away. Black is prepared to give up the dark square bishop in order to hunt down the d5 pawn. So greedy. Unbelievably greedy. This is a valuable bishop. Does the computer not know that? I feel like Stockfish would smash this computer if it goes for a line like this. There's no way. But yeah, that's what's being lined up here. How else to say? Because a3, there's no way the knight's just going to come back. They're going to take the knight and then grab on d5. Maybe I'm okay with that, and I'll try to show compensation. Yeah, let's do it. Go ahead. Oh. You don't want that. Well, maybe now I could just hang on to my d5 pawn. Rook to d1. Well, I would be getting this pawn back. Hang on for a moment. No. How about I just give him a boot? On a3, bishop takes knight, pawn takes. And on knight takes pawn, I have rook d1. And if the knight moves, I get d6. And if the knight is defended, I have c4. And then I get d6. Let's get him out of here. Find a new home. Unbelievably greedy. Unbelievably greedy. Alright. Wow. What a pawn grabber. Alright, rook to d1. That's a valuable bishop. Can I show that that bishop, his absence, is a problem for black? Look at these holes on f6 and h6. This is something you would never see a human do. Never. Not a well-informed Team Black player. Okay, well, on rook to d1, maybe queen to b3, looking at knight c3. Man. Actually, I mean, what's wrong with giving this knight a boot first? Just so he's no longer eyeing up any squares here. c3, because I feel rook d1, queen b3. No, that's not working, is it? Maybe. Rook d1, queen b3, rook b1, there's even knight takes pawn. Rook takes queen, knight takes bishop with check, and then getting my queen. Should probably just give him a kick right now and then play rook to d1. How's black defending that pawn anyhow? Get out of my house. Alrighty. And now rook to d1. Yeah, where else is he going to go? Let's do it. Knight e4. Computer chess. Oh, brother. Okay. Gotta get rid of this guy. How do we do this? Bishop to g3. Knight f6. I can also try knight to d2, threatening the knight, both knights. I wouldn't mind seeing an opposite color bishop ending. I still feel like I could track this pawn down. To be a little bit careful of bishop a4 with tempo, and then this allows rook to d1, rook to d8 defending d6. I don't think I have another square for this guy, anyhow. Let's try knight here. Knight f6, I'm expecting? No. Oh, what is this, repetition? I have a draw in hand. Maybe. Knight f3, knight to d2. This will go over very well for a video. This is what the fans want. They want to see if you could pull off a repetition against the beast. That's what everyone wants to know. Can he do that? I think I just want to take the knight. And then get back to f3. How is this pawn defended? Let's take this knight and see what it's all about. Now, am I not able to just get this pawn finally? Good grief. I could hit this pawn like a ton of times. I must be winning. Knight e4. This guy has hit a ton. This guy. Alright, knight e4 it is. Show me, computer. Okay, you're giving the pawn back. Because you're afraid. You are afraid of your dark squares. I guess I'm going to have to take right now. Is my knight getting stranded somehow? Boy, computer has me on edge. On edge. What about this? Rook takes pawn. Pins. And then there's even knight to f6. I'd like a knight exchange. Opposite color bishops, then I feel like I'm in a better position. Let's make a move. You got 3 minutes. So now I could do this. There's no bishop move with check. Knight here? Let's give that a go. Balanced material. But I'm still not playing with this guy. Oh, man. Feels a bit out of play. And he is. He feels out of play because he is out of play. How can I get my queen on g7? How could I get my bishop on this diagonal easily? I don't see that happening. Queen c3, bishop here is... No, I can't use pinned. Queen c3. To watch out for back rank mates. I need to move my bishop that's on h2. Let's start with this. Okay, now probably bishop f4, bishop h6. Let's try this. Okay. Bishop h6. Bishop h6. Queen here. Suppose I start with queen e5. Yeah, I don't want to be too quick to pull my bishop off of this diagonal. Let's play queen e5. Can she rely upon that square for a bit? Let's try it. 132. Wow. Okay, so rook there is prepared, but bishop h6? Defend f2 against any fancy stuff? Oh, I guess queen b2 is lined up. Figures. That's the defense. Wow. Okay. Huh. Well, I guess the queens are coming off very soon. Huh. I guess we'll still go here. I don't know. Queen to b2. Yeah, I don't have anything else but to trade queens here. Take, and then what do I do? Phew. Let's defend this c4 pawn. Wow. I know I'm exposing my back rank rook h1 stuff, but I want to stop f5. Okay. I'm going to try for mate somehow. Defending against mate. Maybe I could try for rook to d6. Let's get rook here still. Okay. I guess I'm not getting mates. Boy, oh boy. Tough. Let's take. And not much time. Let's try this. Yeah, my king can get flushed out. Bishop h3 and rook here. Computer's having none of my ideas, squashing everything. I think I need my king to help. But will he be in time? I guess not. Let's try this. Maybe a perpetual. No, I'm going to be flushed away with rook checks. Yeah, bishop check and then a rook check. I don't have anything. Yeah, this is gone. Man. Just knew how to defend those dark squares. Yep. I was going to resign anyhow. It's just, trying to, understand what I could have done better there. Okay, well, let's review it without the engine for a moment. Man. It's amazing how the computer is able to still get away with that stuff. Giving up that dark square bishop. Yeah, right around here, I wonder what more I could do. What's something better? I think it's fine to give that knight a kick. I mean, it was... could I have kept the queens on? I really want to keep the queens on. That's the way to really try to exploit those dark square weaknesses, but... Rook d2, queen b2, just... Maybe I could have inserted rook to b1 before I went elsewhere with my queen. There's no way I could be worse right around here. Huh. That seemed fine. They have dark square weaknesses, but at the same time, black has good pieces. Aside from these f6, h6 weaknesses. Yeah, they have good pieces, but I wonder. I don't know. Just getting a flight square basically by moving my bishop and trying to key in on h6, but everything was just so timely. Queen e5. Could I have done without queen e5? Maybe I should go in for this right away. Queen e... Oh, okay. Well, my concern... This was my idea. I mean, I played queen e5 because I was fearful of this stuff. The check, and then another check. And I can't block. Keep in mind, I'm getting mated on h1 if I do that. I didn't mean to go all the way back, so let's just put this on once more. I was fearful of this check, and I guess I have to do this. But I have a mate threat. I mean, how is black stopping rook takes pawn and then queen g7? This shouldn't be a fear. I have this f4 move. Was queen e5 just... Yeah, queen e5 was unnecessary here. I should go right in for this. Bishop h6 is threatening... Well... On bishop h6, you know what the computer would do? On bishop h6, the computer would probably play queen here, so that the queen is there to defend g7. Yeah, the rook doesn't have to move off of this diagonal. No, but, I mean, I have rook takes here. No. Because now I'm going to get mated. Oh. Man. Just barely held together here. I wonder what Stockfish will be saying. Maybe now's a good time to have a look. It was just barely there defending. Yeah. Tried to weasel in. Computer was having none of it. Could I have started in a different way? Like pawn here? Wow. Threatening mate. King escapes. Threatening mate again. Well, yeah, I was threatening a mate idea here with this in here, but h5 stops that idea and just barely able to escape. I'm not there in time with my king. It's just too... If I'm there one move sooner, yeah, maybe I get away with perpetual right around this point if my king's here. Already I have this perpetual check idea, but... Yeah, Just to move off? Alright, well, let's have a look at it with the engine and see what I could have done better. Okay, Stockfish, let's see what I could have done better here against the pawn grabber. The greedy beast. Benoni on board. Knight h5, bishop h2. Computer has a tendency to bring their queen out. I've noticed in the Benoni with this queen b6, queen a5, more so this queen b6 stuff. Yeah, Stockfish is just not a fan of it. Rook to b1? No. Rook b1, I was fearful of this. Oh, okay, that's interesting, that's interesting. Rook to b1, I was pointing out in the game there are these ideas to eliminate the defender v4, but keep in mind I'd be recapturing this case, and I'd be on the queen and the bishop right now. Alright, well, rook b1 I didn't give much thought to. The other recommendation is queen to c1, you can't see it. Okay, it did pop up for a second, queen c1. Anyhow, that's the move I played. The issue with queen d2 was that I don't have this knight move. And that bothered me, because I want to have this option open. So queen c1 it was. Knight b4. I just got on with castles. Bishop d7. Now it wants to go for knight to d2. I just gave the knight a boot here. It's fine with that. But it's approaching +2 already with knight to d2. I went here for a reason, right? Why not follow through with this? That computer rattling my thinking. Yeah, I stayed off of d2 so I could get this maneuver in. And it's hitting with tempo against the knight. Knight c4 into d6. Okay. I went with giving the knight a boot. Which is still good. So let's see how I could have treated this better. This position better right here. Rook d1 right away. I gave the knight a kick with the pawn. What was my concern with rook d1? Queen b3. Let me see what let's see why this was bad. Yeah, this wouldn't be, well, excuse me, this wouldn't be good. Because there's knight takes c3. Chop, chop, they get the piece back. But rook here, queen b3, top move is rook to d3. Boy, does that feel awkward. Very awkward. Suppose bishop to one of these two to challenge my rook. I have knight to d2. Okay, well, I'd have to work that out. That's kind of tricky. It's not very harmonious looking for sure. But I guess I could come straight over with the rook. I could do without pushing the pawn. I could improve the quality of one of my pieces. That could be how I attack the knight, by getting a piece involved. Rook d1 was better. Now I play rook to d1. Knight there. It doesn't like knight here. It's suggesting knight to e8 because of the follow-up move. Knight to d2. I did play that. Knight goes back. It's not suggesting I take the knight on h5. That's what I did. Still okay with that. What is it suggesting here? Rook to b1. Yeah, I guess I could go with rook to b1. Get on a half-open file. First. Okay, I took the knight right away. Maybe a bit too concerned with getting the pawn back as soon as possible. Knight e4. Knight takes d6. I went with rook takes. Yeah, it's pretty level now. Black has good pieces, weak squares, but good pieces. Even prefers black slightly. I guess I don't have anything. Let's just double check. Bishop f4. Oh my goodness, I'm winning with bishop h6. +4. Ah, man. I played Queen E5, and now it's a drawn evaluation level. Bishop H6. Queen C7. Threatening mate, but I could kill that idea first with F4. Or from what the computer is saying, rook to F1. And then this is an issue. Ah! Queen E5, why did I do that? I mean, I know what I was convincing myself of during the game with Queen E5 to protect the diagonal, but that was fuzzy calculation. Bishop H6 right away. I had my chance. Get in there. Queen C7. It says rook F1 and another top move is F4. This scares me some because of this. But I have this move, like I was pointing out, I have rook takes C6 to clear the way for queen G7 mate. Oh man, just get to H6 sooner. Threaten mate. So close. So close. Queen C7, F4, and there seems to be not a good defense here. Computer points out rook D3. Oh man, this isn't a concern though. You take the bishop. Threaten mate. You take my queen, I take yours, and I'm up a piece. Oh man, and you know what? I bet you if I made that move, yeah, I mean the computer wouldn't have had anything. It would have to do something stupid because well, there wouldn't be anything if I played bishop H6. Queen C5. If I would have just parried this threat, and I think I would have seen it at this point, just F4. If some checks, this is no bother. This mate threat there's not a good way to defend against the mate threat. Queen E7, again, I have this. Oh man, I maintain the queen on the board. Without the queen on the board, these dark squares, the dark square weaknesses in black's camp, there just wasn't a way to exploit them. Oh, I totally did not see. I was too I thought I had more time to really take advantage. I saw it as, you know, these are permanent weaknesses. They're not going to go away, but I did not see this idea with rook to D2 and queen to B2, kicking my queen off this diagonal. I saw this kind of stuff, and my queen would have to find a new spot, but I think even in the game I was questioning, okay, if I play queen E5, is this a square that she can rely upon for a while? Or at least a move, you know, and there was, but this really isn't a good improvement for the queen, so there's a definite adjustment with my thinking there, for sure. I have to be a bit more decisive with my moves right around this point and really try to pounce on these dark squares as soon as possible. Bishop H6, and yeah, I'm just a move away from realizing, yeah, I'm completely winning, I'll be up a piece. Queen C7, best choice, F4, and it's pointing out rook D3, and then I could just grab the bishop. Threaten mate, threaten the queen, and hopefully I would be able to win it from here. I think I'm confident enough with knowing how to win this position. But, oh man, I let the queens get off. Is it even from here? No, it's even tipping in black's favor with the queens off. And I'd be very surprised if the computer allowed something with it being so simplified here. Yeah, there just wasn't a chance from this point on. So far, that's the case, at least. Yeah. Everything is just in time. Just double checking. Yeah, I got nothing. I was going to resign at that point. Okay, well, interesting game. Yeah, not a good idea. Don't do as the computer does in this game with giving up the #1 minor piece in the ball game here, that dark square bishop. He's important, And there are ways to take advantage of it, but you didn't see me do that in-game. But there definitely is a way, was a way, to pounce on those dark squares. Queen e5, do without. Bishop h6 right away at this point. And things are looking really good for mate threat on g7. Okay, close is not good enough. As usual, feel free to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. And as always, I hope you got something out of it. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.